know what he's done. I know what he's capable of doing. I refuse to let history repeat itself. I never grew up thinking that I was going to have a husband.
That's an idea you just need to let go, because that's what you mean when you was 22?
Are you looking for new artists in the club? Like new up-and-coming artists?
Given the history with artists in you, that's what I don't like.
Are we just talking business? Because y'all keep talking about history.
So like late night calls, texts, what?
Hey.
I'm asking
keep your toes over here.
Question.
No, keep your
Why
toes.
can't I ask a question?
Keep your toes over here.
So Brandon, I'm just curious. You're developing a new artist?
How did you know?
Well, Russell shared with me that Brandon had a new artist.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa, and I decided that I want to start reviewing Love and Marriage Detroit. I actually stopped reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville because I was so underwhelmed by each episode. I felt like it was me watching the same thing over and over again, and I got tired of it. So that's why I stopped doing the Huntsville one. But you see this Detroit one, I feel like it's gonna be coming with some heat that I'm interested in reviewing. So first, let's go through the couples. We have Colby and Russell, a very attractive couple. The man is very toned, very good looking, and so is the woman. They seem to have the strongest relationship seemingly out of all the couples, because from what we've seen from this first episode, they've not argued the way the other couples have argued. That's not to say that they don't have issues, but we haven't seen it in the first episode. Then we have LaToya and Anthony, and Anthony is this guy that wants to create this whole male movement type of thing, male empowerment thing, which to me seems like a very big red flag. So clearly it speaks to a lot of issues in that situation when it comes to his job and his wife. I think they had issues with him being away from the family for extended periods of time, and she essentially being a single mom. And I think he made the comment that if he hadn't came home, they would have already been divorced, because nobody signs up to being a marriage only to be a single mom. That makes no sense. She might as well do it on her own. So I completely understand her mindset when it came to that, but he saw it as him taking this big opportunity, and that would potentially lead to him being, a better provider for his family. So that was Anthony and LaToya. And now let's get into the final couple, the most problematic couple that we've seen thus far on the show, which is Christina and Brandon. And we learned that prior to the show, Brandon had a situation of infidelity, whether it be emotional infidelity or physical infidelity. We don't know the extent to it. What we do know is that his wife mentioned emotional infidelity. And so because of that, she has trust issues. Because we first saw the trust issues rear its head when they were trying to have a guys' weekend, and Anthony's like, okay, you have to consult your wife to make decisions. You're a man, you're the man, you could do whatever you want. When really the reason why she's even doing that is because she's gotten reasons to not trust him, and so that's what happens when you decide to stay or remain in a relationship where your trust has been betrayed. You get to becoming paranoid. You don't know what he's gonna do, what he's thinking of doing. You have to ask questions to kind of comfort your own self because you decided to stay, right? And so we learned that, he is having, or should I say, he signed a new artist onto his label, and the wife didn't know, and she found out at the Lavender anniversary dinner by, I think it was Anthony who disclosed that information, and she felt really disrespected, rightfully so, because how dare you not tell me, but then tell your friends about something that you know is going to affect our marriage. At some point, it becomes a situation of, does he prefer his boys or does he prefer his marriage? Because if we have to look at the scene where he's in the studio with this woman, probably late night, the wife is calling trying to find out, are you coming home? And the way he was speaking to his wife did not sit well with me, and it spoke to me, a man that has cheated before and is gonna do it again. Because no man that respects his wife speaks to her from a standpoint of her annoying him. Like, she simply wants to know, are you coming home? What are you up to? She simply wants a peace of mind. That's all she's asking for. And then for you to respond to her in that very disrespectful tone, like she is bothering you or she is irritating you, or he even made the statement of, oh, I don't know why I answered the call. The disrespect is what I personally don't understand. And I think she definitely deserves better. So Brandon's wife, Christina, makes mention of the fact that she used to style his clients, but she doesn't anymore. And that's just that little, part there just like verifies the fact that something happened that made her stop. And what happened was his infidelity. So it kind of made sense that she would stop, because I would hate for her to be styling somebody that you're cheating on her with. So Latoya and Brandon are kind of discussing this man strip that Brandon wants to, or Anthony, sorry, wants to do with the other guys. And she really doesn't care. I feel like she's kind of like, do whatever you want. But I feel like the situation with Latoya and Anthony is more so of a situation where Latoya and Brandon is like, she doesn't trust him. Whereas with Colby, I guess she's more confident in her man, because he's like, Colby's not gonna ask me any of these questions. And I guess she will not, because she trusts him. And that's the key here. Who trusts who? Both Colby and Katrina, I think, are content creators, and so they're bonding on that aspect. But later on in the season, we see that they're gonna clash. Something is gonna come to a head, and unfortunately, I don't know if their friendship is going to survive that. Now, what annoys me about Brandon is that he is blaming his wife for him creating the insecurities in her, and her responding to that with her own coping mechanisms, which is to check up on him and ask him questions. I feel like it's his fault. So for him to blame her for certain things, it's like, if you didn't create the discomfort and the issues, that there won't be any. So with Latoya and Brandon, as I said before, they have issues as far as their roles. Like, what should their roles be? Who is gonna take care of their children? You're doing your thing, I have to do my thing. Who's there for the kids? No, I feel like she feels like she needs a support system in her husband, and she's not getting that. He's too busy chasing his own career. She's busy doing her thing as an essential worker, and the kids are being like kind of like in limbo, so to speak. I completely understand why Christina wouldn't want Brandon to be part of this man's movement thing, because he's already moving funny. The last thing he needs is for some man or male to feel like they could tell Brandon or influence Brandon that he's the man and he makes the decisions, when clearly he's already running amok. A recipe for disaster. On that lavender date, Anthony was really in Brandon and Christina's relationship. Like, what do you mean, don't let her hold you back? Like, you don't even know the dynamics of their relationship. You, Brandon, doesn't even know why Christina is acting how she's acting, but then you're basically trying to empower Brandon to go ahead and make decisions that ultimately affect Christina and the children, which I think is completely selfish of him to do. I don't know why he doesn't act like Russell and keep his mouth quiet, because Russell's whole thing is keep your mouth out of people's relationship, right? And I agree. Well, that surely shut Brandon up. Well, that surely shut Anthony up, but only just a bit. Either way it goes, like, Brandon can blame Kobe all he wants, but the point of the matter is your wife should have known. Like, it should have never been a surprise to your wife, period. Anyways, you guys, that's it for my quick review of Love and Marriage Detroit. It seems like it's gonna be very explosive. I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing for their marriages, but what I do know is it's gonna be good for TV. Let me know what you think about Love and Marriage Detroit in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.